He who controls the past commands the future. He who commands the future conquers the past.
Stop playing with that thing.
I've just got to adjust this.
Give me the sequence calculations. Now!
They're already done.
I wonder if it will be raining.
Stand by.
Herr Hitler!
Ja, was ist los? Ich habe keine Zeit, hier rumzustehen.
Ja, ich verstehe.
Did you find him?
Hitler is out of the way.
Congratulations, Professor. With Hitler removed,
Time will tell. Sooner or later. Time will tell.
Hello and welcome to Command & Conquer Red Alert, Westwood Studios' 1996 follow-up to the original Command & Conquer Tiberian Dawn. Originally conceived as somewhat of a prequel to the first game, it would eventually go on to spawn its own franchise, the Red Alert franchise. Now, just like I did in Tiberian Dawn, I'm going to be going through both campaigns, but I'm also going to be doing all different mission varieties. So I think there's 14 missions in each campaign, but overall there's enough varieties that it works out to a little over 40 missions. Now, when I played through Tiberian Dawn, one of the things I tried to do was arrange the missions in such a way that it created a kind of canon playthrough of the entire war. So technology would be appearing at around about the same point in both campaigns, and then I'd align major events so that they kind of linked up better than they might if you just did one mission in one campaign and then switched over to the other to do the next. I'm going to attempt to do something similar in Red Alert. However, in Tiberian Dawn there was no real direct conflict between the two campaigns. One takes place in Europe and the other takes place in Africa, so as far as the player is concerned, both can be going on simultaneously and there's no real conflict there. In Red Alert, both campaigns are in Europe, and it reaches a point, well, I mean, I think even from like the second mission, they start to butt heads slightly. It's most prominent in the map screen between missions, which shows you kind of the progress of the Soviets versus the Allies. That's where you start to see those conflicts. However, I think you can more or less play them up to a point. I think it's round about Soviet Mission 10 or Allied Mission 6, where they do reference events in the opposite campaigns. Like, for example, Einstein getting captured at the beginning of the Allied campaign is referenced early on in the Soviet campaign as well. So there is obviously some overlap. But yeah, obviously in the Soviet campaign they end up winning the war, which is not something that leads to either Red Alert 2 or to the eventual Command & Conquer Tiberian Dawn. So what I'm going to be doing is continuing with that kind of canon playthrough style up to a point at which point I will just continue on with the Allied campaign, finish off the story, and then I'll go back and finish off the last few Soviet missions just to kind of completely wrap up all the missions in the game. What the end result of this is that because I've not played this game before, it's completely new to me, the recording order might not directly match up with the order in which I upload the missions in the end. If I find something fits better at a different sequence, what you might find is I might say, oh look, this is the first time we're seeing this new unit, even though it appeared in a previous episode I'd already posted, because I recorded that episode later on. It shouldn't have too much of an effect though. Now normally when I play a game I go straight for the hardest difficulty, however in Red Alert I'm just going to be going through on normal. The main reason for that is the only major differences hard difficulty has is on the statistics of the different units. So I think it makes the AI units faster, cost less, and fire more frequently, whereas it has the opposite effect on our own units. They're going to cost more, they're going to move slower, and they're going to fire slower. So I don't really enjoy that kind of unbalanced, overcoming unfair odds, so to speak. I prefer just to play through on normal, the intended difficulty, and then just kind of outsmart the AI. Obviously the AI is limited, and you can exploit it, take advantage of its shortcomings to beat it on hard. I'm sure it's doable, but the game's so old now, I think I'd rather just get through it on the intended difficulty and then worry about moving on to the next installment in the franchise. Now, as I briefly touched on, this is actually the first time I am playing Red Alert. One of my first exposures to the Command & Conquer franchise was playing Red Alert Retaliation on the PlayStation way back in the day, but I had no idea that it was a compilation of the different expansion packs for Red Alert. So this is the actual first time I'm playing through the campaigns, though it's only the missions that are going to be new to me. I have watched the cutscenes over the years, so I know the whole story and how it's going to play out. At the moment, the schedule is going to be slightly different to what I did when I was playing Tiberian Dawn. Back then I was doing one episode every single day. I think for Red Alert it's only going to be on weekdays. I think it was slightly too much work for me to get one episode out a day on Tiberian Dawn. So if I just do 5 episodes a week, that means that the 40 missions in the original campaigns are going to take me about 2 months to get through. And that will take me up to the end of July, at which point I think I'm going to take a month out before I come back the next month, what would that be, September I think, and continue on with the expansions. So because I'm only going to be uploading on weekdays, the first proper episode of this Let's Play is going to be coming out on the 3rd of June. That's going to be Soviet Mission 1. The early Soviet missions actually take place before the war starts between the Soviets and the Allies. That's going to be uploaded 8 o'clock UK time, so I hope you will join me in 2 days' time for that.